I thank you for being here and showing up for practice today. This practice is somatics for grief and sadness. And we all will experience grief because this is a part of being human. Whether or not we're going through grief, I think sometimes even little griefs can trigger or tap into bigger griefs from the past, maybe we haven't fully processed. So this is an opportunity. Again, I think all yoga is a beautiful tool to help us deal with this in general, but especially if you're going through something right now, this is going to be a lovely practice. So as you lie down on your back, getting comfortable, and if this might mean putting a pillow under your head, just get comfortable, reclined. We're going to start out in Shavasana, and we're going to end, of course, in our Shavasana. So this will just be a little brief one. If you prefer, please feel free to bend your legs and put your feet on the floor if that's just more comfortable for you right now. And again, we're going to start by placing our hands, the palms of our hands over top of the heart center. So put one hand there, the other hand over top, and take just a few, not necessarily full, but just what feels natural for you in a sense of just breathing and breathing a little deeper, just encouraging a little bit more, a little bit more. We don't have to go full throttle right into the fullest breath. Just let your body ease into deep, breathing deeper. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. So you're purposely trying to extend your exhale. And just feel the movement or the sensation in your heart center, your chest center, around the rib cage, but also right around the back of the ribs, the shoulder blades, the shoulders, this whole area of the heart chakra, which is where grief resides in our heart space. And thinking about the emotional component of grief, this often can be sadness, but it also can show up in other emotions. The physical component is that it actually can affect your heart and your immune system. And the mental component of grief, meaning it can affect your mental state, and it can also have an aspect of worry or anxiety. Okay, so we're going to hold our heart in a place of loving kindness and compassion. And just allow the breath to find its own natural rhythm. And as we bring our intention now into our practice, which is absolutely loving kindness and compassion, bringing in the mindfulness to pay attention. And as we're paying attention on purpose, think of that as giving yourself attention, tending to yourself. I think, especially when we're in deep grief, it's like we kind of shut ourselves away from the world because it's a very internal process. And it's we can go deep inside to touch that grief so we can heal, we can release, and it doesn't have to stay stuck or lodged in the body. So take a deep breath, make the sounding of a sigh on your exhale. Ah. Oh, and there's my first yawn. Oh, it didn't take too long there. Few deep breaths can help relax your nervous system. Okay, so release your arms for a moment. If your legs aren't bent, go ahead and bend your legs. And we're going to focus first in lower body, just becoming aware of the lower body. And we're going to kind of just right now briefly go through uh, the lower body and the upper body, like a little scanning through. So, just in this moment right now, I want you to be aware of your toes. And then, even just lifting your toes and wiggle them, give them a little wiggle. Good. And then take your right leg, slide it out, and do a point and a flex. Very slowly, just move lovingly. So, what we're doing is inhabiting our body. We're coming into body. Sometimes, when the emotions are really intense, we want to get out of the body. We find all different ways to distract and numb. So, this is just an opportunity. Do a little circle with your right foot. Just a few times, go the other direction. Notice how that starts to move your knee, your leg right up to your hip. Okay, good. And then we're going to slide the right foot to bend the leg. So just slide the heel up. This probably will work good if you're on a softer surface, not necessarily a sticky mat, or if you have socks on. So you just want to do a little bit of sliding. So slide the foot and heel toward the buttock, and then slide the foot away. And again, we're just going to do it about 3 times. Just easing in and out. Good. And then relax. Bring it in one more time. Keep the right leg bent. Straighten out now the left leg for the point and the flex. And just noticing as you inhabit and you notice the sensation, what feels different on this side? There might be some differences. There might not, but maybe there is. So then do about three spiral circles one way. Again, just paying attention as your foot moves, your knee moves. Right at the top of the leg moves, right at the hip joint, and go circles the other way. Just a few, maybe around 3. Okay, good. And then slide the foot back up. Good. Then we're going to try to do both legs. So slide both feet out and inhale, slide both feet in. Feel what's starting to work, the core. Exhale, slide the feet out, relax, and then inhale, slide the feet back. And then exhale, slide the feet out, and then fully relax. Do it one more time. Inhale, slide the feet in. Exhale, slowly slide them out. Keep engaged. Just release the engagement slowly and then fully relax and take a pause. Take one hand on your belly now, one hand on your chest. So, kind of, I would cut the body in half at the solar plexus or just up under the ribs. And there's our lower body. So we have our one hand on the belly, the lower body, one hand on the chest, which is now moving into the upper body. So let's take a few deep breaths here, just feeling the waves of breath, belly to chest, exhale, release. Big breath in. Exhale, slowly release. You can always breathe out the mouth like you're breathing out of a straw to slow the breath down. And the last time. Good. And release your hands. But we're actually going to bring awareness to the hands. So you're going to just maybe hold your hands just up above your chest. just comfortable, not straight, just comfortable. And then just wiggle your fingers the way we wiggled our toes. Wiggle the thumbs too. And then do a little bit of spiraling from your wrists. And even notice as you're doing this, move from your elbows and then spiral the other way. Good. And then here, like our hands as fine tuning tools, like we can pick up things with our hands. And so go ahead and grasp your hands, clasp them. Sometimes we pick up something we want and then we squeeze it too tight. Okay, so squeeze it in and then go ahead and stretch the hands out, push the hands up and away. Like we're sometimes we do this, we don't want something and we push it away. But here we're just going to hold our open hands, stretching, and then squeeze, bring the fist straight close into your chest and body, and then stretch and squeeze and stretch. And again, feel this, not just in the hands, of course, our arms, our shoulders, our upper back. You might even feel it in your core. Oh, okay. And then let's relax the arms. Just let them rest at your side, relaxed. And allow your head to roll gently side to side. It's coming up in the neck now. Just noticing and feeling one side to the other, embodying all of you. And remember, you don't have to be in corpse pose. You can always bend your legs. Good. And then bring your head back to center. Good. And then just kind of bringing both in with a little twist, swishing. So you can let your knees go one way and the head go the other way. So just thinking about, again, this the lower body represents your survival instinct. And sometimes, when you're in deep grief, it becomes survival. Like it's like everything else drops away and it's about you surviving this loss that you have gone through. And the upper body represents more of thinking um, in the intellect, in the mind. And the mind can be a useful tool to help us, and it can sometimes also wreak havoc in our monkey mind, our narrative, our I maker story. And so we can reframe and work with the mind. We can also tap into the higher mind that can help bring wisdom. And I think there are there are beautiful gems in deep grief if we allow ourselves to go there. First of all, it makes us much more empathetic. It's about cultivating a compassion. I think to the degree you can sit with your own grief is going to be the same degree you're able to sit with other people's. And this is all people, because all people at some time experience grief. Sometimes it's very deep. Sometimes it can be mild. Okay, and then just bring your swishing back to the center and take a deep breath and sigh it out. Mm. Go ahead and hug your knees now. And just somatically, just maybe a little rocking. This could be self-soothing. And this is actually something you will want to be doing, is self-soothing when you're in deep grief. So any rocking movement, whether when you do it gently, you can do it standing, you can do it sitting. We're doing it here lying down. Just rocking gently side to side. Okay, but we are going to roll all the way over to one side whenever you feel ready or whatever side you feel called to. And then curl up in this moment in embryo pose. Embryo. And so in the embryo pose, it's like you're cocooning. You can draw your knees up to chest, head down to chest. You can use your lower arm as a pillow for your head. You can also grab a pillow if you want. Good. And just in this moment to cocoon. And even in this position, you can do a little bit of rocking, just self-soothing, a little bit of rocking. It was very sad. I was watching Everest likes to watch National Geographic with me, and he tends to like this last several months. He likes monkeys, chimpanzees, gorillas, those sorts of things. And so the one we were watching today, I hadn't seen it. I didn't finish seeing it. We only end up watching like maybe 15 minutes and then he wants to go play or something. It was very sad. It was a sanctuary that rescues monkeys and just come to stillness and relax. And there's these babies that have been taken from their mothers and then they're sold on the black market. Anyway, they were able to rescue them, and the babies that were under 2 years old that have lost their mothers, which isn't natural for them, they will gather up the hay as a surrogate mummy. They will pull the hay, plump it all up, and then they'll hug it and they'll rock themselves. And actually, it was just reminding me as we were rocking ourselves, right? It's very sad. I actually was having a hard time watching this one because I just feel too much sadness for the animals. Okay, my friends. So next, what we're going to do, we're going to stay here on the side. It's called the Celtic Cross. So what I'm going to invite you to do is find a pillow or pillows that are going to work best for you, that you can lie in. I call this the Cleopatra pose. So you're not curled up in embryo now. You're going to make your legs 90 degree and your bottom arm is going to be straight out in front of you. And so you need a pillow that's going to support your neck. And it might mean a plumper pillow, I find, or two pillows if you have two couch cushions, that could work. When I'm upstairs in my studio, I love my meditation cushion, actually. That works quite well. Okay, so once you're in position, I'm just going to double this one just to see. No, that's too high. Okay, I'm going to go back to just this one. We're like Goldilocks, making it just right. Okay, so make sure your neck is supported. Okay? All right, so your legs are about 90 degrees. You take your top arm. It's not going to matter which arm you start with. Just let it rest right on the side body and just kind of drape over kind of your hip. Hey, excuse me. All right, so we're going to start. There's 4 parts to this, and then we bring all the parts together. So the first part is you're going to turn your hand, the palm, the thumb up, and the palm up. And just as you're doing this, draw the shoulder blade back. Maybe you might even just like if your head naturally or your body just naturally a little bit goes back a bit, that's fine. Okay. So just I want you to feel it. This is actually going to be really good for neck, but especially your shoulder, your upper back, even your chest. And think about this is where the heart chakra resides. So this is why I wanted to do the Celtic cross. So inhale here and then exhale, release, relax. And then inhale, do it again. So you're actually turning the palm, but the arm is externally rotating. And then just let it come back and relax and rest. Good. And then repeat. So is the pandiculation, you're feeling the contraction of the muscles. See where you can feel that in your back and then release. Okay, and I'm aiming for about 5. I think this is 5 now. And then you're going to go ahead and release and relax. Take a breath, just a nice breath in and out. Okay, so we're going to do the opposite. You're going to turn the palm forward and up. So the shoulder's going to roll forward and in. Okay, so thumb, the other time thumb went up, this time the thumb stays down, the pinky finger goes up. And try that and go forward, hold it, feel it, and then on your exhales, you're going to do the releasing and relaxing. So go ahead and go forward again. And you can even like start to change like micro movements. Like change the angle a little bit. Like as you do that, maybe try to pull the shoulder down a bit or try to push the shoulder up a bit as you do it. Just notice a different shape, different sensation, just moving really slow. And you want it to be fluid. So we're not forcing. You don't want this actually to have any strain or pain. I mean, it might show up uncomfortable in the sense that there's tightness. We're working with the chronic tension. Okay, and relax. Oh, yawning. It's somatic. So if you yawn, just let them come. And this time now we're going to stretch away. So we're going to pull the shoulder away from the ear. Now, as much as possible, just keep your head. Keep your head. Now, I do feel a lot in my neck, but try to just keep your head relaxed down. And then release. Inhale. Pull the shoulder away. And then exhale, release. And continue to pandiculate slowly. And about 5. We're aiming for about 5. Just notice the difference. Then you can micro move, like maybe the arm just goes back tiny bit or forward tiny bit. I think that's 5 though, so we can stop. Oh, and I don't know about you, but I'm really feeling some. I'm probably overdoing it. I'm feeling a little bit sharpness in that when I release there. Okay, so make sure you're not overdoing it. Last one's the shrug. Shoulder comes up, inhale, and then release. Okay, now this one, you have an option. I don't like it, but you can remove the cushion and you can let your head come all the way down. Now, I don't know. I'm not recommending this because my head doesn't even get down. It just feels too funky to me. So what you can do is as you do the shrug, you can lift your head a little bit. And then as you bring the head down, release it down, relax. And the shrug, you could lift the head a bit. That's another option. And then you can release it down with or without the cushion. Again, that's your choice. But when I tried it in my body, I was like, no, thank you. Not for me. Okay, and then release. All right, relax. Oh, just take an integration breath. Oh, or yawn like me, big breath in. This is the thing about yoga, and especially this yoga, and especially teaching it on Zoom. I think it sets up the criteria that it's yoga tells you the truth. Like your body comes out. And so yes, Nika is a little bit tired today. So my body's just saying, hey, I'm here with you. And the yawning is a way to help you shift your nervous system. Okay, we're going to put all these pieces together, my friend. So the first one was going back. Okay, then after the back, you're going to turn the palm down and pull the shoulder away. And then you're going to turn the palm up, the shoulder forward. And then you're going to hunch the shoulder up. And then you're going to kind of land back down. We're just going to do this, and it kind of just a circular. So back, shoulder pulls away, shoulder internally rotates forward, and shoulder hunches up. And just kind of let your arm just flow with it, the circle. See if you can let it be smooth. Might take a few to get there. Oh, and go to the other direction. So forward, shoulder away, shoulder back, and shoulder up, hunching. Kind of let your arm just kind of go with the flow as your shoulder makes this circle. Whoa. Okay, and then we're going to have our big integration. Whew. and just relax. Just relax your arms, relax your body, relax your shoulder. Oh. So before we do the other side, we're going to roll onto our back to just take a check. Just do a little check in. You can either do straight legged corpse or bent legged constructive rest pose, but just resting. And notice the top shoulder you just worked with. Notice the difference between that shoulder and the shoulder we haven't done yet. And I almost feel like the shoulder I worked is sinking down a bit more into the ground. The whole arm just feels even a bit more spacious. And just get a sense. Again, this ability to be able to see and feel the body within. See what's going on and feel the sensation. Oh, okay, wonderful. And then we're going to turn around and we're going to do it on the other side. Okay, so come into, actually, I'm going to flip around so I'm still facing the camera. Make sure you bring your pillow with you. Okay, Celtic cross on this side. All right, so make sure your head feels supported. Your bottom directly out in front. Okay, and your legs are 90, about 90-degree angle. Your spine is neutral. Your arm, your top arm just rests. We're going to do the same thing. Okay, so let's do the thumb up, palm turning up to help turn the shoulder. This is called external rotation in the shoulder. And just hold it, feel it in the shoulder blade area, the ribs, the top of this, just feel it in that whole area. So you're contracting muscles, inhale, and then you're going to release, relax, exhale. And then just keep going. Just do that about 4 more times. Just move really slow. A little slower on your exhales. And again, remember you could change. You could change like little micro movements as you do it. You know, maybe you take the arm back a little bit more, the shoulder back. Just kind of have that exploration. Okay, rest, take a breath. Okay, Celtic cross the other side. So now we're going to do the pinky up, thumb stays down, internal rotation of the shoulder, and then relax. And then internal rotation of the shoulder. And again, you can kind of change the positioning a bit. Let your head just naturally move with you. Let your body, mostly your upper body, move with you. Don't feel like you're trying to make it look a certain way. That doesn't matter. It's noticing what you're feeling. That's what matters. Moving slowly matters. Relaxing, come out and breathe. Okay, now we'll do the pull away. So stretch your fingers down towards your feet, pull the shoulder away, and then come back and relax. Now your head, like when I do this, it's like my head lifts up. Let it do it, but just try to really let the work come more from the shoulder and the arm. But of course, your neck is getting involved, so it's going to affect your head. Oh. Okay, excellent. Relax. Take a breath. Okay, next one, lifting your shoulder up now, the hunching one. And then exhale, release. And this is the one, by the way, you could take the cushion away from your head. Oh, now this is interesting. My head does touch on this side, but I still don't like it. So I'm going to put my cushion back. So when you hunch, then when you're hunching, uh, you could lift your head, and then when you're releasing, lower your head. That's optional. It's optional. If you're already feeling enough, just doing the hunch, don't bother lifting your head. We don't want to strain our necks at all. Okay, I think that's probably 5 now. So let's take a pause, a breath in and out. We're going to bring the Celtic cross together. So I was curious why it's called Celtic cross, but I guess if you've ever seen a Celtic cross, it's got that weaving of the shape. I think there's circles in a Celtic cross around the cross. And so that's what we're doing with our shoulders. I suppose that's where the name comes from. Okay, so we're going to go back first, palm up, then shoulder away, palm down, and then palm up going forward, flip it the other way, and then palm back down for hunch. So your hand is moving, but it's your shoulder doing the movement. So just let it be slow and flow. Let's try to just kind of flow what we just did, bringing all of them together. And then to let your breath be natural. Just see where your breath takes you. Yeah. Go the other direction. It's really one breath per one circle. I don't know, for some reason I'm inhaling as the shoulder hunches and I'm exhaling as the shoulder pulls away from the ear. Just really embody this, really feel it in your shoulder. Okay, and then good. When you're done, relax, pause. I'm going to take a deep breath, sigh it out. Relax, 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 and feel. Then let's flip onto our back once again, just so we can do our post check and just check in with both shoulders, both arms, both sides of the upper back and the neck, and just take a pause to feel. Feeling the sensation just beneath the surface of the skin, the energy body, just even noticing. We've brought blood flow to the site, energy flow, and hopefully release some chronic tension. Okay, lovely. Go ahead and bend your legs. We're going to roll over and carefully, slowly come up to all fours next. So coming onto all fours. I'm going to offer the back some love now, some spinal movement. And I'm just going to invite you to just do this organically. Maybe you want to do just like a cat dog, sometimes called the cat cow. Just move with your breath, whatever movement you're choosing. Just noticing and feeling in your back body. Also the front body, feel it in your abdomen and your chest. If you like, you can wag your doggy tail slowly side to side. Maybe your head moves to the same, turns the same way your hip is moving. And maybe you like to do some of those slow motion hula hoop circles. So anything goes here. Just let it be some healthy spinal movement. You could always do this on your forearms. Let's just say your wrists were bothering you. Just you could still move. Just notice the movements you can make. And we're going to stay in this idea of just moving as we move towards a child's pose. If you absolutely detest the child's pose and this is uncomfortable to be on your knees, just lie down on your belly then. So we're going to rest in child's pose, but I'm going to invite you to be organic and offer maybe a little bit of rocking. You can stack your hands for your head to rest on, or take your knees wider. Maybe your head comes to the ground. Just do a very gentle, slow, soothe rocking. I think when we're in grief, actually, I often go to this pose when I'm really in a deep grief. It's like this, posture. The word balasana means child's pose, but when you snuggle into it, when you maybe some people put their hands in between their legs to their feet. This one's called garbhasana, and garbhasana means in the womb. So it's like coming into that safe place, cocooning. Learning to embrace our grief is a radical act of conscious suffering. We intentionally take the U-turn towards ourselves and lean into our heartaches, offering breathing room to our individual and collective grievances, and honor the fragility during times of great loss with care and tenderness. One might say the cure for grief is grief itself. To meet, see, be with, feel, learn, and cooperate with its forces, and to allow it to shape and mold our hearts. Navigating these waters is a process. And grief seems to come in waves, and there's no timeline, no agenda, no checkbox that it's done. So give yourself space, learning to welcome, to be with, and digest our grievances in healthy ways. Honestly, it will be the work of a lifetime. And going through grief is how the healing process unfolds. Let's take a deep breath in and sigh it out. Hmm. Okay, my beautiful beings, let's just find a way to come up to sit. Sit comfortably. That might mean sitting on a cushion or two. Okay, I'm just continuing here a little bit with continuing again. A lot of our focus today is this area of our body, so um, just having compassion, kindness, especially if there's any shoulder issues. Okay, so just coming to seated, we're going to actually just take wings now, take flight and open. Now, the heart chakra, the symbol of the heart chakra is actually a dove. One of the symbols is a dove. And you think about a bird with wings. The element of the heart chakra is air, and birds take flight with wings. When we're in grief, it's like we have a broken wing. So here we're just going to practice opening, inhale, and then cross your arms right over left. And we're going to give ourselves a hug. And then round your back, drop your head. Okay, and then as you come forward and sit up, open the heart. Inhale, and then exhale. Same thing. Do the right over left first. We'll do that one a few times. Round the back. And then one more time with the right over left and round the back. Snuggle in. Open up. We're going to switch the arms now. We'll do 3 with left over right. It might feel different. One side might feel more natural, by the way. Open up, inhale. One side might feel more awkward, so show up for awkward. Snuggle in. So just doing this like a little bit of rocking as you do this. Inhale, last one, and then go ahead and finish your exhale. Good, and then come back to center and release. Good, let your shoulders relax. Just take a moment, notice your shoulders, maybe close your eyes. Feel the shoulders. Notice if there's any difference. Maybe one shoulder might feel a little higher. One shoulder might have more sensations. Maybe you know there's some issues. You might have had an injury on one side, surgery possibly. Good. And we're going to take now the right shoulder, lift it up, hunch it up, inhale. Just pendiculating, exhale, releasing. Relax. And just stay on the right side, inhale. And exhale, slowly release. I mean, these you can do anytime you're sitting. Inhale, lift. This is great. I always think of this one for letting go of the weight of the world. Okay, let's do the left now. Left side lifts, inhale. And exhale, lower. Relax. Pendiculate. Just doing it 3 on each side. Good. Next one. Relax both sides. And then let's hunch both sides together. Inhale. So we're going to go forward and up and then back and down. So just like our Celtic cross, okay? So go forward and up and then back and down. So feeling that if you're really pushing your shoulders forward, you round your back, upper back a bit. And exhale back and down. Relax. Do it one more time. And then we're going to go in the opposite direction. Have a moment to relax. We don't have to rush or race. When you're ready, back and up and forward. Do the little bit of rounding, hunching in the upper back. Back and up and forward and down. Last one, back and up and forward and down and relax. Take a moment to pause, to feel. Notice the difference again on both sides. Notice what you're noticing, feeling. Okay, and the last one we're going to do here is called the wings. So you clasp your hands and you take your hands to the back of your head and then you open your wings here. So inhale, take the elbows out wide, and then exhale, bring the elbows in, drop your head down, round your upper back a bit. Okay, then lift up your chin and head and open the wings. And notice if there's any difference from one side to the other. Like one side might have more stuckness. Maybe you have more built up tension, maybe on your more dominant side. So the sensation might show up here. And you're not pressing on your head or your neck in any way here. Okay, so just do a little less if needed. Let your body guide the movement. One more time. Wings of the heart. And release your arms back down. Once again, have a little pause. Ah. And then I thought it would warrant this practice to do one of my favorite things, which is the butterfly hug and butterfly tapping. So you can crisscross your arms and just hold for a moment lovingly. Take a deep breath in and out. Okay, and then you just start tapping your hands, just very slowly, very lovingly, and tapping. Now you can do this with either your hands out towards the shoulders. You have to crisscross a bit more. You could even start there and get a little bit more to the top of the shoulders. Even with your ears, listen to the tapping sound and just make it a whole somatic experience. Feel the tapping. Feel the sensation on your hand, on your body. But then you can also bring the tapping in and coming more in chest, or like little flutter, like a little butterfly flutter. Just good for your immunity. Your eyes can be closed. Take a deep breath. Sigh it out here. This is supposed to help with anxiety. It takes your mind off. Anxiety is future thinking, worrying, catastrophizing. Some of us just have more tendency to be anxious. We don't judge that. We acknowledge that. But this is one way. It's bilateral stimulation. So you have the opposite hand on the opposite side. And then slow it down even more. So you can barely even feel the tap or hear the tap. The littlest flutters. And then hold your heart lovingly. Bring hands over your chest. Take a deep breath and sigh it out. With your hands over your chest, this helps to release oxytocin. And actually, you need to hold it there for at least 20 seconds. And oxytocin is the bonding hormone, sometimes known as the cuddle chemical. And really, I think when we're in grief, it is an inside practice and process. It's very personal. And so bonding with yourself. And then please take your time, my friends, to come down to lie back on your back. We're going to finish with one final thing before we do the Shavasana. But have Shavasana things close by, so you actually don't necessarily, you won't have to disturb yourself. And what we're going to do is going to be in constructive rest pose, so your legs will be bent. So if you do like a pillow for Shavasana, please feel free to place it there now. You can have that part ready. And then pulling rope. This one's called pulling rope. And I liked the idea of this one because sometimes in grief we can get stuck. And sometimes, yes, we need to support ourselves. But I think it's very important that we also allow others to support us, and that we potentially have the courage to ask for support. So I want you to think of this as if someone's pulling you out of that kind of hole of grief that you're stuck in. So you just have your arms just floating above your shoulders, just comfortably. And then imagine there's you're holding a rope lightly with each hand, and the right hand, somebody's pulling that rope up. So feel how it lifts your shoulder blade, your shoulder off the floor. Inhale, and then exhale and release. So just do that 2 more times. The right arm gets pulled up. Someone's pulling you up, and then release. Notice somatically where you feel this. So your core is working. Your shoulders and arm, upper back, chest is working. Okay, then move to the other side. So now there's somebody else. Maybe the right side we could think of maybe more masculine support. And now the left side is the feminine support. And maybe they both have something to offer. That doesn't necessarily mean male, female, but just sometimes we need more of that energy of more softer feminine tenderness. But then sometimes the masculine needs to be there. Maybe it's a little tough love sometimes if we're stuck. Okay, and then I want you to go back and forth. So do right, and then before the right comes down, start to do the left. They kind of meet in the middle. And then go back up. Feel it in your core. Wow, it's a lot of core. Do it really slow. Oh, I can feel it in my back muscles. Just notice where you're feeling it. Good. And then when you're ready, go ahead and release and relax your arms. And then you can just fine-tune the props you need for Shavasana. Consider taking off your glasses, just so there's no weight over your eyes. Get yourself warm and cozy. And the body needs rest. I think this is important. I mean, every day, of course, but especially if we're grieving. Grieving can be mentally, physically, emotionally draining. And I think sleeping actually can be a relief. It might be the only time when you're deep in grief, when it's very raw, that you get some reprieve from it, is when you're actually sleeping. So sleep and rest. I know for me, after a big cry, I get very tired. And doing a Shavasana is a wonderful way just to bring in this concentrated rest. But we can still be mentally alert here to bring loving kindness to the body, to the toes, and the feet, and the legs. And feel free to even, and the buttocks, engage the lower body. Inhale and then release, exhale. Maybe do it a couple more times. The feet flex, the heels lift, muscles engage to the legs, the buttocks can squeeze. You can feel it in your core. Let it go slowly. Maybe one more time. Moving to the now upper body, hands squeeze, arms can bend, shoulders can hunch. Inhale and then exhale, release. And I don't know about you, but my buttocks gets involved. I'm going to try to just do the upper body and just isolate the muscles of the upper body. And we can add the face too. Scrunch it and release it. And then if you want to add it all together now, every part of the body tense, and then slowly release, relax. And if you're ready to just stay relaxed, please do. If you want to do a couple more of the contract release, please do. Let's feel the body integrate, settle, soften, think, heal. This is a healing time. I'm just going to share a quote from Mark Nepo. If we know love, we will know loss. So to grieve for something or someone is to celebrate and praise it as we mourn its loss. It is the way love, heart, spirit honors a loss of connection and honors what we say goodbye to and miss. This praise says we wholeheartedly expressed our love. This celebration stretches our hearts to include both grief and gratitude, where our holy journey begins of re-inhabiting the broken heart and bringing it back to life. Surrender into the sweetness of Shavasana. And slowly begin to deepen your breath. Just take all the time you need here to gently re-inhabit your body, wiggling your fingers, your toes, moving your wrists, your ankles, your arms and legs. And give yourself a nice big stretch. If you like, even a big yawn or make any sounds. And then bend your legs and take your time. You can hug your knees, even do a little bit of a little somatic rocking, self-soothing. And then when you feel ready, just roll again to one side. We're going to stay, offering our present pause of appreciation, curling up again in embryo pose, taking this moment to appreciate yourself, whether or not you're in grief right now. Just knowing all these tools are there. And I think the best time to practice them is actually when we don't necessarily need them, because then when we need them, we're more likely to pull those tools out of our toolbox. Because I find what sometimes happens is I forget the tools. I think after, why didn't I do this or this? And so that's okay. That's okay if we forget. But just knowing today you took the time to practice these tools in this loving and kind way. And when you're ready, come up to comfortably sit. Sometimes this is the hardest thing to do after Shavasana is to come up. Ah, nice. And this offering here a moment to savor. And savoring something to me, it's like you're bottling it. Sometimes, like it's like I think about this with babies, and you smell babies. And I'm like, oh, I wish I could bottle that smell, that yummy, delicious smell. So here we're bottling the essence of right now, the effects of our practice. We can just kind of just let it set in, seep in. Our cells remember this. So next time we come back, they're doing a little happy dance. Yay. They've come back to do their yoga. So as you savor all this goodness, just taking a nice full deep breath in, let go with a sigh. Ah. And let's place our hands over our heart again. This is our third time doing it. And I think this is really important to hold our hearts in this tender way and with an intention of loving kindness and compassion. Holding it for at least 20 seconds to release the oxytocin. Om Loka Samasta Sukhi no Bhavantu. May all beings everywhere be happy and free, and this happiness and freedom we're wishing people to have is only coming from the inside. Nothing on the outside needs to be a certain way. And I do believe this in grief. I believe you can be in deep grief, and that can be very painful. And at the same time, feel the utmost peace, feel being held by peace. You can have both at the same time. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om, peace in the world, peace here among each other, and peace inside your heart space. And I thank you so much for being here, honoring the light within you. Namaste, my friends.